All right, there were other stories of God's goodness, so let's hear from some of the team members on their reflections of the trip. So first person I'm going to call up is Venetia Luigi. Come on up, Venetia. Venetia is one of our newbies this year. I look forward to hearing what you have to share, Venetia.
Good morning. My name is Venetia Luigi, and as Craig mentioned, I'm a newbie. Look, I'm not a young newbie. I like to look at that. I'm a mature. But it's, as Jeff said, is that the Lord knew who needed to be on the team. And I was very, very grateful that the Lord picked me. A little overview. In the next few minutes, I wanted to share how the Lord blessed me through this experience. I thought, in terms of, wow, Lord, that was really great. 2, wow, Lord, that was a good lesson. And then 3, simply, wow, Lord. A little bit of background. This is my first time ever on any service trip. And so like any beginning is always exciting. And there's also new things, a lot of things that are unfamiliar. And as Jeff said, there's some people can offer the technical construction, but for me, I remember thinking, I'm not bringing the hammer because it's going to cause weight, and I'm not going to be able to put my clothes in there. So how will the Lord use me? And I thought, okay, I'm going to go in with an open mind, open heart, and be ready to be used by the Lord. I worked on Team Shipley, or Team 1, so our job was we were the outdoor roofing people. We were responsible for installing the roof on the homeowner's home. So for the first blessing, wow, Lord, that was really great. I love to eat. And within the first several days there, I just felt we ate and we ate. And almost like we really were eating every 2 hours. So I am so thankful for the brothers who knew where to go to eat. And it was dessert, like frozen custard, to like yummy food. I mean, fried food, fried oyster, fried chicken, fried whatever, in sandwiches that were, and probably swimming in butter. I enjoy the sharing. There were brothers and sisters that I normally see at church that I normally do not talk to. And there was small conversation. One of my most memorable conversation was what I call the devotion band talk. One of the members had reservations about presenting his devotion, and there were 4 of us. That member, myself, Art, and then Jimmy. So we were talking from the moment we left the church to the site, we were talking about his devotion, what he can do. Then he starts saying, well, if so-and-so shows up, I'll do the devotion. And I'm thinking, what if that person did not show up? Will I have to be responsible? And it was like, I left a little bit more confused. But then I told myself, the Lord's going to work in the person's heart. If it's not meant for the person to speak, that is fine. As it turned out, that special person did not show up, but this particular member, in obedience to the Lord, gave his devotion, and it was really a blessing to hear him speak. I also had the, wow, Lord, this was a good lesson. As a newbie, there's a lot of words and a lot of tools and a lot of vocabulary were foreign to me. I know Chris told me, I was really excited about how I had to translate, and Chris said, you know, it's in English. Everything is in English. And I thought, no. It's like translating the technical terms in the construction site. I have never used a miter saw because I'm afraid of cutting my fingers. You know, the hammer, I just need to look where the hammer is. But at one point, let's see, I don't know if I have the picture. There we go. This is what I call growth and pencil sharpening skill. I had to sharpen the pencil, and it's like, you know, these pencils are flat, and I didn't quite know how to do it. But I thought the Lord gave me the brains to figure it out. And when I did, this is like sharpening an eyeliner pencil. This is what I call the curly Q. When we cut the sheet metal, this small piece of metal is what you end up with. I run, and when I run, I get on metal. And so cutting was not easy. And there have been moments where I am like pushing, and it's like, you think you'll never get to the finish line. And when I was able to get to the finish line, was able to cut and got this little curly cube, I thought, I got my medal. And that meant a lot. Because somebody else was waiting for me to finish that in order for them to do their work. Then there's what I call the hammer stapler. And there's a hammer, or there's a tool that looks like a hammer, and you use it to staple. And it's like, you don't want to hit your finger and all that, but I'm thinking, how can I look at this so that I understand? And what it was is that I tried to play golf, and I said, this is like swinging a golf club. So just swing the golf hit, just let it go. And I was able to do it. But I also remember, I had to remember to turn it around so I wasn't just hitting, but why is it not stapling? Oh, I was hitting on the wrong side of the hammer. Then this is my most favorite. Wow, Lord. My Psalm 23:1 ladder. There's two parts to this. We were the roofie group, so some of us were on the roof doing really what I thought. They were screwing in the screws, they were hammering, they were laying out all the paper. And then I called it ground crew. Those of us who stay on the ground so that we can cut up pieces of wood. I love being up there. And so what I did is you have to go up the ladder. With a moment in time where I was up there and I faced coming down. Getting up was really easy, but coming down was a different story. Because at one point, I have next one. This is my actual view. There's a moment where, have you ever gone skiing that you realize that your skis are pointing down and you don't know really how to stop? I remember standing there, people were working hard, and I'm thinking, I don't know how to get down. Well, yes, you're thinking, just get down, but it's not that easy because at one point, some part of your body, in my case it was the leg, that had to swing out onto the ladder. And I was really scared. I was really scared. And I didn't want to say I came close to crying because I don't want to say that, but that's what it felt like. But the Lord knew my heart because at the right moment, our lead, Paul, he walked by, he caught my eye, he held on the ladder, and I got down. And it was like a burden that was lifted. But it didn't stop there. Whenever I saw that ladder, whoops, it was like a challenge for me. I resigned to the fact that this is not my season to go be working up on the roof. So I figure I'm going to be back, Chris, one of these days. But my job is to be on the ground crew. But that ladder, I figured it became my challenge. And what happened was, I told myself, I'm going to go up onto the roof at least twice a day, walk around, take my picture, but then I'm going to come down. And that was a big challenge because that meant that I'm going to, at some point, whether someone's going to hold onto the ladder or not, I'm going to hold onto the top of the ladder, one foot is on the roof and the other foot is swinging out in air before it gets down on the ladder. And I made a point that if I focus on the Lord, and this is why I said the Psalm 23:1, I recited the verse, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, all the way down. And I did it twice a day. And although I had wished I could work out, which you really don't do when you're on these trips, but that was my workout, going up on that ladder and then coming down. But it was a good reminder, when I had to face my fear, the Lord will provide, He is my shepherd, I shall not want. I thank the group, so our fearless leader, for responding to my endless email before. They were awesome. They took care of many, many things behind the scenes, so thank you very much, leaders. I thank my team. You kept me laughing, you kept me entertained. You accepted who I was. And when I told them that, I didn't even bring my makeup, I only brought my lipstick. And then one of the brothers said, don't worry, Venetia, I didn't bring my makeup either. The Lord is good. And I thank the Lord for the opportunity to serve in timing. This was 20 years ago that I wanted to do this. Reach Global focused on talking and speaking to the homeowners and allow others to be working because they could do it while I can talk and pray with the homeowners. And finally, the biggest lesson for me is that ladder, the 23:1 ladder, that when I come back home, what are the Psalm 23:1 ladders in my life? What do I fear? And how can I step out and just know the Lord is going to provide the safety net for me, and He will provide. Thank you.